Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some gingerbread house inspired nails. I'm starting off by prepping my nails and applying a base coat. Before I got started, I did pull up some gingerbread house photos for inspiration. I loved this house here because it had a lot of peppermint elements, and that's something I wanted to incorporate into my nail set. And I also like the design of the icing on that house. I did pull up some more photos and I was just kind of going back and forth and referencing those photos and seeing what stuck out to me that I wanted to add to my nails. I polished all of the nails that brown color. I applied 2 coats and then I did apply a matte top coat on top of it. So now I'm just getting started on some of the peppermints. I'm using a non-stick builder gel. So I'm just taking little pieces, rolling them around in my hand, and then I'm going to take a spatula tool and flatten them. So this is going to be my peppermints. I'm just making a bunch in different sizes. I really don't know how much I'm going to use, but I just wanted to make a good amount and have them in different sizes so that I have them ready if I want to just add them to a nail. So after I flattened all of them, I put them in my lamp to cure and then I polished them white. I put them off to the side and I will be coming back to them to make a little swirly peppermint design. So here I'm taking more of that builder gel and I want to create some icicles at the top of this nail. And FYI, I'm using a non-stick builder gel for all of the 3D elements on this nail set. I did start off with that pink builder gel and then I ran out of that, so later on you'll see me using a clear one. It's the same type of product, basically a non-stick builder gel. So after it's cured, I polished it and I also made a little circle that's going to be my window, and I will get back to that as well in a few. Here I am just adding those red stripes to my peppermints. I'm doing this to all of them and then I'm applying a glossy top coat. So after I did this to all of the peppermints, I just put them to the side. I know I will be using some later on, so I just kind of wanted to get those out of the way. So that white circle that I had made earlier, I just polished in with green. And basically I made it white first because I knew I was going to use a color over it. And that way I would just have to use one layer of color, which I did. And now I'm taking some of that builder gel and I'm creating my window frame. I wanted the window frame to be 3D. So I just place it around that circle that I made, and then I do have to cure this builder gel in FYI, so that's what I did. And I'm going in and polishing it white. I'm gonna make a candy cane design, so I'm gonna go in with some red gel polish and my liner brush to create some lines. So I'm going to be doing a similar design on another nail from this set. And the only thing I do change is the top part. I don't make it icicles, I just make it look a little bit different. But everything I add to this nail, I'm going to be doing the same thing to another nail. So once that nail comes up, I don't record as much because basically I'm doing the same thing. But I just kind of wanted to give a heads up that I will be doing another nail almost the same exact way as this nail. So this little piece of builder gel here, I'm going to do the same thing as far as the design and make it look like a candy cane. So I'm polishing it white. I do cure that white before I go in with the red, and then I'm making some red stripes. Also, once I'm done with a part of the design, I do apply a glossy top coat. So my icicles on top, I'm not going to add anything else to that, so I did apply a glossy top coat. All of the nails have a matte finish to the brown part, and then all of the 3D aspects that I do add, I apply a glossy top coat on top of it. So here I am adding some what is supposed to be those round hard candies that come with gingerbread house kits. I add those throughout this whole nail set, so you guys will see more of that later on. We're moving on to the next nail. This nail is going to have a door in it along with a whole bunch of other decor actually. So I'm taking that builder gel, rolling it around because I want to create a door frame. I want the door frame to match the windows. So I will be doing that same candy cane design on the door frame. And I'm also making it look like there's like snow on the top of it, kind of dripping down. So that is what's going on at the top part of the door. I'm also going to add a doorknob. So when I add the doorknob or any element on these nails that look like just a round ball, I'm either using a pearl, like for the doorknob, I do use a regular pearl and then I polish it, or I just make a circle using that builder gel. And then I'll cure it and polish it whatever color I'm going to polish it. So I polished the door frame white. Again, I'm making that candy cane design. So I'm just taking some red gel polish, making some little slanted lines. And I'm going to leave the top part white because I want it to look like there's snow on top of the door. I do add a little window and I did polish the doorknob yellow. I'm going to start on the rest of the nail. This nail actually is going to have a lot going on. So I'm making some snow towards the top of the nail. And I did add some little candies in front of the door. When you look at a lot of gingerbread houses, most of the time people put those little gummy candies like by the front door. So that is what that's supposed to be. I did want to add some sugaring like elements to the gummy candies, but I didn't have the proper glitter for that, so I just left it as is. I am going to be adding a wreath as well. For the wreath, I just made a circle, flattened it, placed it right on top of the nail, and just made a hole in the center. So now that all of the 3D elements for this nail are laid down and fully cured, I'm just going to go in and polish and design them. So for the wreath, I am going to add some red dots that are supposed to be like holly berries. And then of course, I just topped everything off with a glossy top coat. I did lose some of the footage, so you guys will see the end result of this nail at the end of the video. So now we're moving on to the next nail. I'm going to just be placing some white gel polish to the tip, and then I'm making a little 3D element to the top part of that white part I just polished, because in a lot of gingerbread houses you'll notice like there's some flat white parts and then there's like some piping. So that's mainly what I'm going to be doing on this nail, just adding some white portions and then adding some 3D elements for the piping design. So for the top of the nail, I'm going to be doing the design that I usually see on the roof of gingerbread houses, where it has this, I don't know, this design that I'm doing right here. And usually it has like those colorful hard candies. Well, usually people add those candies in between those areas. So that is what I'm going to do to the top part of that nail. So after the builder gel is fully cured, this is how it looks. I went over it with some white gel polish, and then I'm adding a peppermint to the bottom part of it. And then I'm going to add some little beads, basically the hard candies. I'm going to be adding some little beads and then letting that cure. And then I'm going back in and I'm going to polish them different colors. So for this part, I did use the builder gel. And basically, I just took a tiny piece, rolled it around in my fingers to make a ball, and then cured it and colored it. So I didn't show this with every nail, but I did mention that I am applying a glossy top coat to the 3D part only. So the brown part of the nail has a matte top coat, so there's no need for me to add anything else to it. And for this nail set, I want that matte and glossy top coat contrast. I also mentioned earlier that I'm going to be doing another nail similar to the first nail I did, and that is this nail that I'm doing right now. So I'm doing the same thing on this nail as I did for the first nail, except for the top part. With the first nail, I did icicles for the top part instead of this more rounded snow. So I am only going to do a half a set for this video, and this is going to be the final nail. I'm just adding random designs to this nail. So I did some of that draping with the 3D gel. I am going to throw in a couple of peppermints and a whole bunch of those little round hard candies as well. I definitely want to incorporate a gingerbread man and a gingerbread woman, and I also want to make this a full set. So I will be doing the remaining nails, but I'll be doing that in another video. So just adding some glossy top coat to all of the little details, and this is how they came out. They are way too adorable for me to not make them a full set. So again, keep an eye out for part 2 of this video where I'm going to do the remaining nails so we can have a complete full set. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Happy holidays. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.